Hi everyone, I just wanted to take you through some information regarding registration for fall of 2017. And the first thing that I have listed here is just a note explaining a little bit of the difference between an academic advisor versus a student success advisor. I work with you as your student success advisor, which means you can come to me with any questions that you have. I'm just making note here that for registration purposes, your academic advisors who are program area instructors for you are probably the best people to give you advice about coursework as it pertains to your specific program. And also, they're the people who will be granting you registration clearance, which will allow you to go online and register yourself once the registration window opens. So I'm not able to grant you that clearance. That registration clearance must come from your academic advisor. And I've listed a couple of ways here how you can determine who your academic advisor is if you aren't sure. One way is to go into your STINet login information up by your name in the upper left-hand corner here. If you click on personal information, and then on the next screen, you'd have the option to click academic information. And nothing is populating here for me since I'm not a student, but you're going to see your academic advisors listed right over here. And also you're going to be able to see who that person is by taking a look at, if I can get back to my right page here, by looking at your degree audit, which I'm going to also show you where you can find that information. Okay, registration dates. This information is telling you when the first time available will be for you to begin registering for fall. If you are still needing to register for a summer class, you can actually still do that at any time leading up to that class beginning, but these are the dates that will open up for fall registration. And this first date, Friday, March 24th, for all online and evening programs, it says you must be enrolled in an online or evening program. So if you are taking almost all, the majority of your classes that you're taking are online or even in the evening, but you didn't come to Southeast Tech that way, that you didn't actually declare online or evening as your program through the admissions process or through a program change, the system will still have you as that traditional on-campus student. And if you have kind of morphed over to taking all online classes or evening and you want to declare that part as your major, you definitely can do that. It would take a program change form, which I can help you with. One problem is, though, that won't actually open your registration window up in March. That would apply to your next registration window. So if you have questions about that, I can definitely take a look for you to let you know whether you are considered online, evening, or a traditional on-campus student. So for all students who are not deemed online or evening for their program, the registration openings are going to be listed here. So Monday and Tuesday are the dates for the majority of the non-business programs, and then if you scroll down to Friday, March 31st, that's where everything will open up then for business and any other remaining students that may be only taking generals courses here. And there's also a note here that says that courses that are restricted for specific programs during registration week will be open for registration on that Friday at 8 a.m. So when you are going to select a course or register for a course, if you don't have the option to actually pick that class to register for it, the reason for that is it's being held for another program area that they want to basically give first preference to students in a certain program, that because of their rigid schedule, that's where they really have to take that specific math class, for example. And once those students have a chance to get registered, then it will open up. And typically there are remaining seats available. They just want to make sure they can have them secured for the students whose programs really need them to be taken at that time. Okay, registration workshops. You can absolutely complete the entire registration process on your own. There are a lot of students that I never ever see or hear from that all of the instructions make sense to you and you proceed and you register for your classes and you're good to go. However, if you would like to come in to visit with me, I have excuse me, I have some registration workshop dates that are set up. Tuesday, March 21st from 1 to 3. Wednesday, March 22nd from 8 to 10, and that needs to be a.m. Sorry, that's not p.m. And Monday, March 27th, 10 to noon. If these times don't work for you and you'd still like to visit with me, absolutely you can do that. These don't have to be the only times that we look at registration. I just wanted to kind of have a workshop format available for you. So if you would like to come in and meet with me to go over some registration information, if you would please call this number here, 367-7466. That is our Student Success mainline number, where our receptionist would have an access to my calendar and they can make an appointment for you to get you on my calendar. And you also definitely can email me with any questions that you have. We can go back and forth that way. If you'd like to visit with me just through a phone call and maybe you aren't necessarily wanting to make an appointment, my direct office number is here, 367-4798, and my email address is listed right up there as well. Okay, so now I'm going to take you into some information pertaining to how you can go about determining what courses you should be taking, kind of making your plan for the future. These are things that most likely you'll be visiting with your academic advisor about, that instructor in your program area, but this is just kind of allowing you to have a little bit of homework done in advance even before you meet with that academic advisor. And I have a link over here for PDF instructions, and I will show you what that is going to open up with. It's just a series of screenshots with some arrows kind of directing you to the information on our public website or in STInet. And then I'm going to take you through it more closely here where I can zoom in. Okay, so I'm just referring to this as using Degree Audit to register for classes. You are able to register for classes through STInet. There's just an STInet on the student tab, a link to online registration. But this is specifically showing you how you can use the Degree Audit tool that also is in STInet, that you can view that, look at that to see what you have remaining for your program, and also you can register right through that audit. So before you get to the audit, I'm going to show you steps that you can take just to kind of give you the broader picture of understanding, here are my program requirements, where can you go in STInet to find your own unofficial transcript to see everything you've taken, what courses you've transferred in, and then finally to go into the degree audit and to actually register. Okay, so the first thing that you will want to do is take a look at your program degree plan, which is in the catalog, and you'll go to our public website, and under academics there's an option for catalog. And once you get to that screen, then you just need to make sure you're choosing the correct catalog year for when you entered your program here at Southeast Tech. And on the next screen, you're going to have the ability to whittle it down to your exact program area, and you can search by program, or you can also click here to view all academic programs and simply click on the one that you need. And I'm just using business administration as an example here. So I've gone onto the business administration curriculum page in the catalog, and there's an icon in the upper right hand corner where I can print a degree planner. And the degree planner, and kind of a screenshot of that over here, is just a printable, more of a worksheet version for you to be able to kind of keep track of what you've taken, what you plan to take. And this is, in a sense, it's you doing your own degree audit, kind of keeping track for yourself what you have to take. And if we scroll down to the next page, the next instructions I'm telling you to do are to go out and receive or find your unofficial transcript, and that is going to be in STInet on the student tab underneath academic information. Okay, and next, when you're taking a look at your unofficial transcript, you can go back up to that worksheet right over here that you have, and that's where you're going to start to kind of mark off things you've taken, what term they were taken in, what your grade was. You're going to find all that on your unofficial transcript. And there's a printer-friendly option for that transcript, a PDF that might be easier for you to look at, or if you would like to have a printed copy to work from, you can kind of mark things and scratch them off. And also, if you are noticing on your unofficial transcript that you don't have transcript credits showing from another institution, that you were intending to bring in credits from another school, please let me know that, and I can do some checking for you with our registrar's office to make sure that we received that official transcript from your other college, and to kind of find out where the process is in getting that posted for you. If you have not requested a transcript to be sent to Southeast Tech, then that would be your next step, and make sure that it's an official transcript. That's what we'd have to receive in order for our registrar's office to post any transfer credit. Okay, so up to this point, you could conduct your own degree audit. You have gone out to find your catalog worksheet, the degree planner, and you've gone in to get your unofficial transcripts. You can simply start marking off things that you have completed. So I like for students to understand how to do that, basically a self-audit. And then I'm going to show you how STInet can also help to basically do those steps for you, but it gives you a check and balance for you to have this other process completed on your own too. So on STInet again, there is an option for you to click on degree audit. And once you are in your degree audit, and this is making note for you about that registration clearance and your academic advisor. So it's going to list for you here your academic advisors if you hadn't gone to find them up in STInet under your own personal info. So they're listing them here for you. And when you look at your degree audit, you have ability to click on links right here rather than a printable audit. And I would recommend at this point to go through the link option, because if you go through the links, you're going to be able to continue to link and open up and go through things and go into a possible registration mode rather than just having a print-only view. All of your programs should be listed here. So this student we're looking at happened to have 5 majors total. You might only have 1. If you are missing a degree that you declared a double major, maybe in a couple of areas, and they aren't both showing, let me know that and I can find out what's going on for you and we'll get that corrected. And if your degree audit does not show, you can take the steps in STInet through the online registration process if you're not able to register right through your degree audit. So you can still register for classes even if the degree audit option is not working for you. Okay, so our next step, when you go into your degree audit, it's going to be showing you all of the classes that are required, and then it's going to show you your status and whether you've met those requirements. If they're in progress, that means you're currently registered for them. If it just says required, then that means that you still need to get registered for that class at some point to complete. And if you click on one of the See Available Course options, it's going to take you to the option where you can actually see what classes are being offered. So on that next screen, if we clicked on one of those courses, first of all, make sure that you go into your correct term. So here you'd be looking to go into fall of 2017, so make sure you have that term selected first, and then it should populate for you with the classes that are going to be offered. So you would see the course offerings. If there's an O, that means that they are online, and if they have an A, that means that they're accelerated in nature. See here, and it will also list for you the faculty members that are assigned to that. Seats available are listed there, and it's going to tell you information about the course, where it's offered, the times that it runs, and everything like that. When the registration window opens up for your program, you will have little boxes over here on the left-hand side where you simply would say if you want to take this particular section, you would click on it, and then you would, on the bottom, click Add Course, and that would put that class on your schedule. So since the registration window isn't open for you yet, you wouldn't be able to see that. But right now what you can go in and you can do is just to make note to yourself basically of what sections you're looking for. So if you write that down on your that worksheet that you've been working through, then you'll have everything ready to go once the registration window does open up. Okay, so I referenced if your degree audit isn't loading. So if you aren't able to click right into the classes that you need to take and see when they're offered and then click on them to register for them, then you can go through, I guess, the more traditional format of just online registration, which is linked on the student tab of STInet. And a disadvantage of this is it's just going to show you all of the courses that are offered at Southeast Tech, and you basically have to go through and search for them individually to find the class that you need to take. So the advantage you have of being able to go through your degree audit is it's only going to be pulling up for you classes that actually you're required to take, rather than all classes that are offered on campus. But it's definitely an option for you if the degree audit isn't loading properly for you, or if that's simply just the preference you would like to just search on your own. You know what classes you need, you want to search for them, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to take you through just a little bit of that on our public web page. Oops, kind of those steps again. I can't take you through all of them since I'm not a student. I won't have the right screens that will load for me in STInet. But the first instruction was to come out here to academics and click on catalog. And then once you go into the catalog, you're making sure that you're in the right catalog year for when you enrolled in this particular program. You can either search by a program, or you can click on academic programs here and then pull up the particular program that you need to take a look at. And once you have that program, one thing I didn't reference before is that here's where you can see if any courses have prerequisites, for example. So if I need to take Accounting 211, this is telling me a prerequisite would have been Accounting 210. I have to have a C or higher in that particular class. So this sheet is going to give you drop-down options. And also when we click on this degree planner option here, it is going to also list for me any prerequisites that a course has. So those prerequisites are embedded there. They just don't give you a full course description, but it's letting you know if there are any requirements you have to meet before taking that class. Okay, and then when we go into STInet, on the student tab is where you're going to find your unofficial transcript. So when I go to grades and transcript, over on the right hand side, again, I don't have an option for one here, but you will have one that populates here for you to be able to click on your unofficial transcript, and you can have a print friendly view as well if you like to print one there. And the next option then was to go to your degree audit. So there's course schedule degree audit. And again, it doesn't load for me since I'm not a student, but right here you're going to have the option to view your degree audit, and it will tell you that requirements have not been met, and that's fine. That just means you have not completed your degree yet. So just you will click on view more details, and then on the next screen is where you're going to have all the options to click on any of the programs that you are enrolled in. And when you click on the program, then you'll be able to see the classes that you have remaining. Okay. And I'll take you back one more screen here. So I'm going back to the student page, and online registration is linked right here. And most of the information that you'd receive from the registrar's office is going to refer you out to this online registration screen. And the reason that I take you in through degree audit is just because it's an option that I feel is going to be a lot easier for students, just because it's only going to pull up the classes that you need to register for, and also because I think it's important for you to know how to access your degree audit to see sort of your standing always in your program. And one thing I should mention with the degree audit is if you have recently double majored or you're planning to double major about the same time as registration, you're not going to necessarily be able to see a degree audit for the other program. That's where you'd have to do sort of the old school paper pencil degree audit with looking at your unofficial transcript, printing off the degree planner sheets, and simply crossing classes off on your own. Okay, I'm going to show you online registration, just a really brief overview. So they have some helpful things in here for who is my advisor, your academic advisor, and how to register for classes. And again, that's taking you through the online registration portal if you choose not to use your academic or your degree audit. Okay, if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me. If you aren't able to make it to one of these worksheet or workshop date times, that's just fine. You can set up an appointment if you'd like to have an appointment on my calendar. The receptionist at Student Success can get that scheduled for you, 367-7466. Or if you would like to call and visit, But any questions you have, my direct line is listed right up here, 367-4798. And also feel free to send me an email and we can go through your questions that way as well. Okay, thank you very much.